We all want that shortcut, right? The way to just, download years of experience without actually going through all the messy trial and error.
Absolutely. Especially in tech, in coding.
Yeah, if you're a developer, or maybe just thinking about it, you know that feeling. You want the wisdom, but maybe not the failures that usually come with it.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We found this really, brutally honest take from someone with over 10 years in the coding trenches.
Okay.
It's basically the advice they wish they'd gotten on day one, a kind of mental shortcut through the common traps.
So our mission here for this deep dive, it isn't really about picking apart specific languages like Python or JavaScript.
No, not at all. It's more fundamental. We're digging into the hard-earned wisdom, the gap between the shiny tutorials online and the day-to-day reality of actually building and shipping software.
The ideal versus the real.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is the focus isn't on, algorithms or complex patterns. It's about mindset. It's about how to sustain yourself in this career.
Sustainability. That's great.
The source is talking directly to anyone out there feeling maybe stuck or overwhelmed or just doubting if they belong. We're aiming straight for that mindset shift from, always feeling like a student to thinking like a pro.
Okay, let's jump right in then. The first big hurdle seems to be mostly in our heads. This idealist's misconception. Lesson 1. You think real developers know everything.
Oh, totally. You picture the genius coder, fingers flying, perfect code just pouring out, never needing to look anything up.
Right. And when you start, you genuinely believe you need to have, all of JavaScript memorized, every single function, every edge case. I definitely remember feeling, kind of ashamed early on, Googling really basic stuff, like how do you get the last item in an array? Felt like cheating.
Right. But here's the pragmatic truth. Googling basic stuff means you're probably doing it right. Being a good developer isn't about perfect recall.
It isn't?
No. It's about knowing how to frame the problem, how to find the answer efficiently, and, crucially, how to use that answer. If you're solving problems, even with a quick search, you're working like a professional.
Okay, but, couldn't just constantly Googling mean you never really learn it? Like, you build fragile knowledge.
That's a fair point, and it leads straight into the next big trap, what the source calls consume mode.
Consume mode, okay.
It's this belief that if you just watch enough tutorials, maybe 10 hours worth, the knowledge will just seep in by osmosis.
Huh. Like watching cooking shows will make you a chef.
Exactly. You feel productive, you feel like you're learning, but you're not actually building the skill, the muscle memory. It's passive.
So how do you break out of that?
Well, the source puts it really well. Learning to code is like learning a spoken language. You don't get fluent just by listening. You have to actually speak it. You have to code.
Makes sense.
And they offer this really concrete rule to force yourself into create mode for every 1 hour you spend watching a tutorial. I'm going at least 4 hours actually building something without the tutorial.
Wow, 4 hours. That's specific.
It is. But the point is, get stuck.
Yeah.
Break things. Google the error message. Figure it out. Rebuild it. That messy struggle, that active creation, that's the real learning. That's the course.
A 1-to-4 ratio. That's a really practical takeaway. Okay, so moving from how we learn to maybe the psychological traps, this is where things get maybe a bit uncomfortable. The perfection is a trap lesson.
Yes. The endless quest for the perfect variable name.
Is that really a thing?
Oh, absolutely. The source actually admits spending 3 hours once trying to name a single variable. Just staring, thinking, is it data info or maybe super important thingy?
3 hours. Yeah. On something that probably gets refactored next week anyway.
Precisely. It shows the paralysis that perfectionism causes. It comes from this fear, right? That if your code isn't absolutely flawless, you're somehow a fraud, an amateur.
Yeah, that imposter syndrome creeping in again.
And the hard truth is, flawless code just doesn't exist. It's a myth. Senior developers, they don't write bug-free code. They're just much, much faster at finding and fixing bugs.
So they're better troubleshooters.
Exactly. Done is so much better than perfect. Honestly, ugly code that actually works and solves a problem teaches you way more than some beautiful, elegant piece of code that never leaves your computer.
Right. So confidence isn't in avoiding mistakes. It's in knowing you can fix them.
Yeah.
That ties into the next point, doesn't it? This idea that you'll never feel ready.
Absolutely. You keep waiting for that magical day when you suddenly feel like a real developer, totally prepared, zero fear.
And spoiler alert.
It never comes. It's like waiting until you're already fit to go to the gym. It doesn't work that way.
Good analogy.
You just have to show up. You start small, maybe lift the lighter weights, and you build strength over time. Confidence comes from doing the scary thing, not waiting for the fear to magically vanish.
The source mentioned a story, right? Their first freelance job.
Yeah, a terrifying first gig. They admitted they were Googling like half the stuff they needed while doing the job on the fly.
Wow. Yeah, I see.
But they delivered. They shipped a working product. That willingness to just start, even when it's messy and uncertain, that's the key. Competence grows from action, not just thinking about action. You're probably more ready than you think you are.
Okay, so if the goal isn't perfect code, and it's okay to Google, and we just need to start, what is the actual core skill we should be developing? Is it just typing really fast?
Definitely not typing speed. The real skill, the thing that actually matters and gets you hired and keeps you valuable, is problem solving.
Okay. Explain that more.
Well, look, syntax is the easy part. Anyone can memorize how to write a for loop or define a function. That's just vocabulary.
Right.
The real challenge, the real value, is taking a big, vague request like, make the checkout process smoother, and breaking it down, methodically, into tiny, concrete, solvable steps that you can actually build.
The source used an analogy, like being a detective.
Exactly. Coding is detective work. Your syntax, the language itself, that's just your notebook and pen. The real work, where you spend most of your time, is hunting for clues, asking the right questions, figuring out why something broke.
So debugging isn't a sign of failure.
Not at all. That's a huge mental flip you need to make. Early on, you think, oh no, a bug. I messed up. I'm bad at this.
Yeah, feels personal.
But the senior perspective is completely different. Debugging isn't a failure. Debugging is the job. It's like the main event.
Wow, okay, that changes things. So the goal is to strengthen that thinking muscle, the why behind the code, not just memorizing the what.
You got it. That focus, that methodical problem solving levels you up way faster than any tutorial marathon ever will, because you're building the core skill, not just surface knowledge.
Okay, this next one, the source warns it might hurt a little. Challenges our developer ego, maybe.
Yeah, this one's crucial. Nobody cares about your code. They care about what it does.
Oof, okay, tell me more.
It's about shifting from, let's call it developer vanity, to delivering actual value. As coders, we naturally appreciate elegant solutions, right? Clean code, clever abstractions, efficient algorithms. We take pride in that craft.
Sure, it feels good to write something technically sound.
But if you spend 3 weeks crafting the most beautiful, reusable, perfectly abstracted component ever, and the person using the software just finds the button confusing, what was the point?
Right. The user experience didn't improve, the business goal wasn't met.
Exactly. Zero value delivered despite the technical brilliance. The source told this perfect story. They built this amazing piece of software architecture, super clean, well abstracted, all the good stuff. You know what the client's feedback was.
Wow.
Cool, can we make the button blue instead of green?
Oh man, they didn't notice the beautiful code at all.
Nope. They cared about the visible result, the thing that directly impacted them. Think of it like plumbing. Nobody invites guests over to admire the perfectly organized pipes under the sink. They don't care if it's abstracted into micropipes. They just want the water to run when they turn the tap.
That's a great analogy. Yeah. Focus on the running water, not the pipes.
Exactly. Solve the customer's problem, deliver the result. Value beats vanity every time. Just ship the blue button and move on.
Okay, last big lesson. And this one feels incredibly important today. It's about sustainability, about avoiding the infamous developer grind.
Yes. The final critical point. Burnout is real. You absolutely have to protect your energy.
There's this sort of toxic myth, isn't there, that real developers are basically coding machines, running 204/7 on caffeine.
Totally. The hustle culture, pulling all-nighters, grinding through weekends. The source even shared a personal story spending an entire weekend barely eating or sleeping, trying to squash one tiny, tricky bug.
And I bet when they finally fixed it, they felt like a hero for a second, then collapsed.
Pretty much. The bug was gone, but so was their ability to think clearly for the next few days. It wasn't a victory, it was a warning sign. Self-destruction isn't sustainable.
So what's the alternative? How do you protect yourself?
Think of your brain like a battery, simple as that.
Okay.
You wouldn't expect your phone to work well if you kept it at 1% charge all day, right? So why do that to your most important tool, your mind?
That makes so much sense.
The truly effective developers, the ones who have long, productive careers, They have boundaries. They take real breaks. They prioritize sleep. They actually step away from the computer.
And sometimes stepping away is actually the fastest way to solve a problem, right? Like you get stuck, go for a walk, and the answer just pops into your head.
Exactly. That break isn't wasted time. It's essential processing time. Your subconscious keeps working. Productivity isn't about short bursts of frantic activity. It's about long-term sustainable function. Seriously, go for a walk. Touch some grass. Get enough sleep. Your code quality will actually improve.
Wow. Okay. So we really did take a kind of shortcut here.
Mm.
We've distilled years of hard-won experience into these core shifts.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone from thinking we need to memorize everything to knowing that Googling and problem solving is key.
Mm-hmm.
From just consuming tutorials to actually creating, using that, what was it, 1-to-4 ratio?
No, 1 hour consuming, 4 hours creating.
We've learned to ditch the impossible quest for perfection and just focus on shipping working code. And crucially, we've recognized that burnout is the enemy. And protecting our energy, our brain battery, is vital.
It really covers the big psychological and practical hurdles.
So, reflecting on all this,
Yeah.
it does leave us with a pretty important question, doesn't it, for you listening right now?
Yeah, if real coding success is less about knowing every single technical detail and much more about persistent problem solving, learning how to learn, and managing yourself, where are you maybe still stuck?
Where might you still be chasing that developer vanity? The perfectly elegant code nobody sees, instead of focusing on delivering real, tangible value that people actually need.
Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Go build something, maybe break something, and learn from it. We'll catch you on the next one.